Hello, liberty is not given. My name is Calvin from the Climate Change Action blog. I've been interested in climate change for quite a while, but more recently I've been interested in politics. I guess Noam Chomsky is always or often called the gatekeeper of the left, and I've read quite a few of his books. I started off with Understanding Power, a series of his discussions, and I thought that was very interesting. So, also last year I was at the Camp for Climate Action at Drax coal-fired power station, which was a protest camp using anarchist principles, but obviously campaigning on climate change. So I don't know what you think about climate change actually. I know this is quite a divisive, it's a political issue in the US, so yeah, there's quite a bit of confusion about it over there. I know in the UK we've got bi-party consensus and 95% of people believe it's a problem. Some, there's a bit of doubt about whether we can actually solve it, but most people are pretty convinced about it. But anyway, my question related to anarchy and climate change basically, because you seem to be labelling yourselves as libertarian at the moment, or libertarian anarchist. They're quite closely related, I see that. And libertarianism does seem to be quite an American belief, and I think I was interested to what libertarians think about regulation on climate change. I wonder particularly on issues such as changing the taxation regime to so-called green taxes, where you tax people who pollute rather than taxing on income. And I wondered whether libertarians would accept this, whereby people, if you're causing pollution, which is obviously damaging people beyond your business, if that would be a more legitimate form of taxation than just taxing people for earning money. The second thing was on a cap and trade system. People have been talking about, and it seems the business community are very keen on this. Europe's already got such a system, whereby you cap the amount of carbon emissions and then you give out you dole out allocations for that for a given industry, and then you reduce the cap over time, and industries have to trade with each other, and they'll either buy more emissions reduction credits, they buy more carbon credits, which other people have to sell, and therefore they're making the cuts, or you have to make the cuts yourself. And this seems to Nicholas Stern did a report for the British Exchequer and found out that this was, or he claims that this is the most economically efficient way to do things. And I just wondered if that sort of thing, how that would go with libertarianism. It seems to me a good idea that there should be a price on carbon, and with a cap and trade system there are different ways you could do it. This could be very much it could be revenue neutral, so you're not actually taxing people, you're just limiting their emissions, and they're sort of buying credits off each other, and it's all internal. Or you could auction them off and raise money for governments that way. So it seems to me that that climate change is going to be a problem for the future, and that any political system should have answers for these sort of questions. If you're skeptical about climate change, then I guess the argument more generally would be how does libertarianism deal with a crisis of the commons, where a crisis of the commons is a situation where you probably know this already, but I'll just explain briefly. it's within an individual's best interest to do one activity, whereas for the group it's better if that activity is not carried out or is carried out less. So you can look it up yourself if you like to get a better definition. Crisis of the Commons. I thought, how would anarchism deal with that? Cheers.